Welcome to TrueChi Health Talks. I'm your host, Dr. Therese Walsh Van Kuren. This is episode 1, A Path to Healing. And this is series 1, A Path to Healing, and episode 2, Symptoms, Healing, and Prevention. And this is part 2 of episode 2. So I will move on to the question, what is healing? So your health and your healing is a process that is your responsibility. This is a critical realization. No one can fix you. There is no magic pill. There's no magic acupuncture point. There's no magic healer or magic doctor that can fix you. The magic is the healing. And the healing comes from within you. The healing that your body is capable of generating is truly miraculous. It's truly still an unknown mystery in scientific medical arenas. No one can tell you what is right for you. Only you can make that determination for yourself based on your education, your research, your guidance from health professionals, and connecting with others who might have their own experience of what you're feeling, or even your own innate wisdom and trial and error, or learning from your mistakes. So all of these elements are very necessary for you to engage yourself in the healing process. The medical professionals in your life are there to provide you with information and options and steer you in the direction that they think you should be going. Guidance. They cannot fix you. You're not broken, and therefore you're not necessarily fixable. You are healable. And healability comes from your inner innate intelligence of your body and your body-mind axis. The medical professionals that you select to be on your team are the signs on the side of the road. And the road is your highway of life, let's call it. And the roadway represents the known, charted territory of our shared universe. So some signs are going to be old and outdated. Some signs are going to have fallen away. They were there before, but they've fallen down and they haven't been found and put back up again. Some signs are hanging upside down, and therefore their message is being read backwards from the original intention. Some signs are correct but not complete. Some signs are complete and true and fully accurate, but even the completely accurate ones cannot tell you what lies in the unknown territory. So the unknown territory is off to the side of the road, and it hasn't been explored yet, and it may hold a piece of special information that is just there for you, maybe even for you alone and no one else. There might be treasures buried beneath some old ruins that no one knew was there. We find that in scientific research when we go back 50 years and we find something that no one noticed before that was part of a research experiment that was not fully explored, but like some other aspect of the research was developed. And one piece was kind of left unpackaged or unopened from its package. And so that happens all the time, constantly. So reading, old studies, old research is very important for sometimes finding things that were unexplored at the time and can be further explored today. Let's see. And so there are others in the world who will benefit from your discoveries about yourself, and they will be helped. And a good example of that is Suzanne Callahan, who wrote a book called Brain on Fire. She had a very complicated, not understood process that was happening to her brain. And she is also an investigative journalist. And so she documented her process of going through this disease. And then later, there was a very, very little known or kind of unexplored disease that had been coined by another doctor in the past. And at the time that she was finally diagnosed with her disease pattern, there were only 200 people worldwide that had this. But because she wrote a book about her experience, there have been now hundreds of diagnoses made on this autoimmune brain disease that she has. So that is really an excellent example of treasures that are buried underneath old ruins, and an unknown, exploring an unknown territory of the universe, and then sharing that unknown information with everybody else, and then everybody else benefiting from that exploration. So I love to use that book and that author as an example of what I'm talking about here. So you need to follow what makes sense to you. If you begin to do something that does not feel right, you need to switch strategies, but not out of a panic or desperation. So when you have doubt and when you don't know what to do, you should wait and reflect and ask your inner self, your inner advisor, what direction shall I go now? And pause, and really pause for days if you need to, several days, and until something starts to clear and you start to figure out, okay, I'm going to try this now. And don't forget that life is trial and error. So is health. So you have to just keep trying things until you find what works, and don't give up. There are many great books and resources to use to investigate your options. So don't feel pressured to begin treatment until you are satisfactorily informed, until you have your right guidance in place. And there's many beautiful restoration stories of recovered health. So fear and its many masks, which can be anxiety, terror, panic, or nervousness, keep a condition in the dark ages of ignorance, preventing the shedding of light upon your issue. The dissemination of information can dispel fear. So that's one of the primary obstacles to healing, is, let's just call it for short, fear. One of the greatest Chinese medicine teachers and practitioners of our time, Dr. Jeffrey Yuen, reminds us that, quote, there are no intractable diseases, only intractable people, end quote. And what he means by that is that there's no disease that can't be healed. But sometimes people don't want to embrace what's going on with them and make the changes that are necessary. That's what he means by that. So if the invitation to change your behaviors and your actions is not answered with a yes, then the message contained within the symptom communication attempts, which have not been heard or acknowledged, get worse. If the invitation to change is accepted and the changes that are required of you are implemented, then the symptom expression will begin to get softer and gradually occur fewer times, and then gradually stop. The message has been delivered, message heeded, and message no longer needed. Healing is something in which you engage. It is in your grasp, and it can be enhanced through herbs, nutrients, and diet. It can be accessed through acupuncture modalities, qi cultivation, breathing exercises, and postures. It can be magnified through acupuncture, cold laser, vibrational tools, and moxibustion, etc. But the only place it can be found is within you. The only place healing can be found is within you. It can be enhanced, it can be accessed, and it can be magnified, but the only place it can be found is within you. Healing is finding a sense of wholeness and complete well-being. Healing is not about being saved or skirting disaster or even death. Although this can certainly happen, it is not about cheating death, because healing often happens right in the midst of the dying process. Finding wholeness, finding completion with your life can happen in the dying process. So just understand that healing is about finding wholeness and completeness. That's the mission of healing. Do not seek assistance with the expectation of being fixed. That's not really going to work, because you're looking outside yourself for healing to occur, and it won't occur there. It will only occur within ourselves, and it will only occur in the present moment. So I like to say healing happens in the present moment. And the reason I remind people about that is because sometimes we, and myself included, sometimes we think, well, in about 3 months, my knee should feel a lot better if I'm doing these exercises and I'm taking these herbs and changing my diet. Then I know that I'm going to be okay 3 months from now. But when we tell ourselves that story, 3 months from now, today, is the same as 3 months from now, tomorrow. And then the next day, 3 months from now, is still 3 months from now. And so we actually delay the healing process, thinking that it's going to be happening sometime in the future, we're going to be healed. Instead of reminding ourselves, I'm healing now, I'm healing today, I'm healing in this moment, I'm healing because I'm focusing on healing. And we have to keep reinforcing that healing happens right now. It's happening right now. It is in the now that healing can occur. So telling yourself I'll be better in 6 months doesn't help you to be better in 6 months, because chances are in 6 months' time, you're going to feel exactly the same as you do today, if you don't allow yourself to heal right this moment, right now. So do seek assistance and do accept help in order to take on the true challenge of healing, which is a journey within yourself and a willingness to change. We need to make changes in order to heal. We need to do PT exercises. We need to change our diet. We need to change our way of standing up out of a chair and sitting down into a chair. And we need to maybe not sit as many minutes in a day. Maybe we need to have a standing desk. We need to be willing to make these changes in order to promote healing in the present moment. So the next part will be about prevention.